So close.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wizard Riff's Totally Unstructured, where there's no script, there's no structure, it's totally...
Absolutely.
Incompletely...
Terrible.
Positively fucked. I was going to see how long you'd take it. You didn't take it that long. Anyways.
No.
Welcome back. We are on the couch now because we're two dudes chilling in a hot tub 5 feet apart because we're not gay. Except it's not really a hot tub. It's more of a hot
This
couch.
man's be like, oh, yeah, last night he's like, oh, yeah, we're going to have a couch cuddle podcast. And it's like, no.
No, well, look at how much space there is between us. Plus, if I was to cuddle, you would have to take the microphone with me, which I can. I could just fucking do this and then just kind of come over.
No, you stay on that side of the
All
couch.
Right. Well, then I'm staying over here. So, but hello, everybody. We're trying out a new set, just trying out something a little bit different, and just seeing how it works, seeing how it goes. We got the camera over here, we got the couch now, and we got different microphones. These are not the best microphones, but hey, doesn't matter. You can hear us, and that's what matters. I'm looking at our preview instead of the actual camera. I shouldn't be doing that. You're over here. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
It's all the same, right?
It's all the same. It's right. If people just sitting there chilling or just like looking over their shoulders like, what the fuck are they pointing at? Like, what's happening here? You can't see that shit. All right, we're going to pull it up here.
Yelp.
There. Chat's going to sit here with us. There you go.
Yeah, it's a little scuffed here.
Yeah, we have a monitor down here so we could try to read chat. It wasn't working properly, so we have just the old ass iPad. And we have Nermus saying it's the big comfy couch. Nermus says it's a big comfy couch. Hi, Nermus, you're on the big comfy couch. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna turn off the preview. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep looking up there. Anyways, yeah, Jackson, Poggers.
That was me.
That was you. All right, 1 second.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Or rather, he's back from the boonies, as it were.
What was that?
What was what?
Oh, I heard like a boom sound, and I wasn't sure what the fuck it was. Anyways, yes, we're back. Technically, it is mainly I'm back because I was the one that was missing. But we are back. We got the podcast continuing on. We got a new setup. We got a lot of the same old fucking weird-ass busted gear. But nonetheless, we're big chillin'. We're big chillin'. So, I'm sure everybody is dying to know what we've been doing. And just like everybody else, we're doing the exact same thing as you guys. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we've been doing. I went away for 15 days to help my parents, and the night before I left, I had to be at the airport for 8 a.m. No, sorry, I had to be at the airport for 7 a.m. to catch my flight at 8 a.m., and I didn't want to leave because I knew I'd be 15 days without my computer, so I packed my bags, I put them by the door, and I stayed up all goddamn night playing Baldur's Gate 3. I finished playing Baldur's Gate 3 at 6:30. I left the house at 6:45. And I was at the airport at like 7:05, 7:10. And then I came back because I learned some stuff from TikTok, thanks TikTok, along the way that I realized I couldn't live with myself in doing so. So I came back and I went back in time by like a good 30 hours of playtime just to write one fuck up I did. And now I've just, as of like 4 hours ago, caught back up to that what that point was and have progressed forward. But you know what? I don't regret a single bit of it because I learned so much, and I've done everything closely the same to what I did before with some improvements here and there, but overall it's still the same playthrough. But now Karlach is actually my fucking romance and not just there. And Lae'zel was my romance, and that was awful. So
romance.
Yeah, it's not really a romance. It's more like Lae'zel sees you as sexual prey that she just uses.
That is actually the best descriptor I have heard of that.
That's literally it. She's like, I don't have to worry.
I want to taste you. And it's like, ah!
Don't you dare wipe a single drop of sweat from your brow. And it's like, whoa, woman. Like, Jesus.
She found a type, and apparently you're it.
Clearly. It's fucking it's weird because she goes on from just like, she is basically your anime tsundere because she hates you, despises you. You're a cliché or a githe, whatever the fuck, cliché shit and such. But she just keeps calling you all these things, and then suddenly out of the blue, Ishtik, that's the one.
That's one of them.
Nobody understands what we're saying. But anyways, everyone like she calls you all these derogatory things, and meanwhile is like you keep doing things that's like she approves, but she's not acting like she approves, and then suddenly out of the way she's like,
you drove me to madness.
Yes, you drove me to madness, and I think of nothing but your flesh night and day. And it's like, I'm sorry. And then she's like, I'll come to your camp later when the rest are asleep. Be ready. And it's like, okay.
And Tora, being the submissive little bottom that he is, just took it.
100%. Actually, well, because she started on top of me, but then I think you had the option to like switch it up because she started on top of me, and then I fucking had my character roll her ass onto her back, and it's fucking like, that's right. You want to ride the red dragon, but the red dragon's riding you because I'm playing a red dragonborn. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah. I saw someone on Reddit be like, I didn't romance Lae'zel because I liked Lae'zel. I romanced Lae'zel so that she could finally ride a red dragon. And I was like, that's so good. That's beautiful.
And like, that's the one thing Lae'zel is, if there's any word to describe Lae'zel early in the game, it's intense.
Yes.
Like, every little thing is like super big in her little world. And then you just watch that world get completely fucking shattered.
Yeah. See, I think I've had that happen. That's spoilers. That's when you meet the queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I thought that would have a bigger impact on her than it did, but she's still acting the same. So I don't think it had as big of an impact as it was supposed to, or there's still more to come.
There is more.
Okay.
I will say there is absolutely more coming for that.
Okay. Yeah.
But you've seen her being like, holy shit, like.
Yeah. God, I will say immediately after that, when I found like the machine that was supposed to cure her of the parasite,
and then it all fucking basically explodes.
Oh yeah, I thought I was gonna kill her. It
would have.
Well, I hadn't saved for a long while before that. I had saved like right before fighting the Inquisitor. Because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but it was a big moment. So like right before I went through those doors, I was like, scum save. And I went in, I talked to the Inquisitor and everything, and he was like, give me the cube. And I was like,
no.
Well, I was in two minds because I was like, this thing's what's protecting me, but they want to use the cube to protect everybody. And I'm like, maybe this is actually what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I give it to them and I protect everybody. But I was like, but also I made this other character that lives in this cube, and I'm not ready to give them up yet. So I'm going to keep it for myself. And then fucking Lae'zel, she was furious that I wouldn't give it up.
Mhm.
And I had to try and convince her, and it was like a 21 DC. And I was like, brother, I'm not going to, yikes. Had advantage because I had drank the potion I got from Moonrise Towers, because I went all the way to Moonrise Towers before finding out Azale was like, I think about to leave my party, because she was like, you said we go to the crash. If you don't take me to the crash, I will go by myself. And I was like, okay, I'm going to leave Moonrise.
To be fair, the crash is a pretty sick little side tour.
I have mixed feelings about the crash. Visually, I think it's one of my favorite areas. I just like just the scenery and everything, the stained glass. I love the desire of it. I just don't like Githyanki. I don't like their race. I don't like their people. I think
for good reason, because they're kind of dicks.
Yes, very true. Lore wise and everything, they're very cool. But structurally, I just don't care for them. And like it's whatever. And like, even Lae'zel, I have somewhat a little bit of a better opinion about her now after all of that, but still not really.
She's had a lot of room to grow during that little, even just that little exchange, and she continues to grow beyond that as well.
Yeah,
because you've already talked with Kithrak Voss as well.
Is he the dude that supported us? He like, because after we left, I tried to go back to the shadow area, and I went to camp, and then it kept me at the place, and I was like, why did I go to camp? I tried to teleport, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to leave the camp. And then I had a cutscene where two Githyanki showed up, and they gave the sword, and I was like, oh, is that Voss?
Yes, that's
okay.
Voss.
Then,
that's the same one that was also on the Red Dragon.
Oh, I never even connected those two.
That was the same person.
Oh, see,
that's his dragon.
Gotcha. I never connected that. That's cool to know.
Yeah, he was
if
the one
who showed
up
like, on his dragon, I might have realized that, but he just kind of walked into camp and went, here's my sword.
I have put it down.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's the same dude, and he's also the one. I don't know if you've gone to that point yet, but he was the one said to have killed the prince, the Githyanki prince.
If this has to do with reading those discs and everything,
yeah,
I've skimmed them.
Okay.
I read everything only to see if it unlocks stuff for me immediately after. I click and I go flip, close. And I just see if I got like updated journal or anything like
actually,
that.
I think.
Oh, okay.
That
maybe.
one, it's like the Comet Prince.
It rings a bell.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be dead
Orpheus.
ass. Yeah, the name Orpheus rings a bell.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be dead ass with you. Most of the stuff I don't read. The character reads, but I just click, flip, exit. Does it give me something? Nope. Move on.
Honestly, I do the same thing, especially when it's things I don't really care about. But I find the Githyanki stuff a little bit more interesting.
I just don't care for them.
So yeah, so he's already been like, hey, help me free the person inside the thing. But that's what he was talking about with.
Voss didn't want me to free them. Voss said keep them in there.
Okay.
Yeah, because Voss came to me, he was like, that person in there will protect you and everything. Meet me in Baldur's Gate, and we will save my people. But don't get rid of the artifact, and don't free them.
Interesting.
So I was like, cool. Wasn't planning on it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You told me to do what I'm already doing. Love it. And now I have more shit to do in Baldur's Gate. So.
Yep. I actually haven't gone to do that either. But then again, you still haven't gone into like deep into Moonrise yet. So.
I feel like I have, because I went as far down as I could, even into the pits of despair.
Have you talked to Ketherick?
I briefly, when the goblins tried to murder him twice.
Have you fought Ketherick?
No.
You gotta go up.
I can't. The way is barred. The way is shut. It was locked because he's up doing his thing at the very top of the towers, and I'm not allowed to go up there with only special true souls, and I'm not one of them.
Oh right, you haven't gone through the gauntlet yet. Right.
No, I'm in the gauntlet right now, and I fucking broke the damn thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I broke.
Alex is gonna get a kick out of this one.
So I'm pretty sure I broke the gauntlet. Yeah, you read on chat while I tell the story of the gauntlet. So I went down into the gauntlet. I did the first trial with the shadows, went through, snuck around, pressed the buttons, unlocked the gate and everything. I was chilled. It was fine. Got the orb, whatever the fuck. And I was like, it's chill. Went to the second one, and I was like, trial of soft self, whatever.
Self-same,
whatever. Fucking he who was will be and what will be was, bullshit. And I killed him, by the way. So
You did end up killing him?
Well, because I thought I was going to help him. And then he fucking had her soul go into him. And then she spoke through him. And I was like, oh, that's fucked. And she was like, it wasn't my fault. I just gave them up. And then she said she could take care of them. And she told them to stab themselves until she said stop. And she never said stop. And I was like, that's fucked.
Agree.
And then I was like, all right, I forgive you. And then he came back and I was like, you're awful. I'm gonna murder you. And I was like, bro, I liked you. I really thought we had something going here. I thought you were dope.
Smite.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I thought your tattoos were awesome. I love that you have a white raven that I'm pretty sure is a dove, but you called it raven. I was like, all your
also
aesthetic
calls
is
you
dope.
fucking terrible.
Yeah. Also,
Why are you still alive?
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
moment
bro.
the moment you talk to the raven, it comes. I was like, oh, you're still alive. Pity. And it's like, you fucking vouched for me. And then I murdered them because, but I thought they were, when I met them, I even told you as soon as I met them, I was like, this dude's awesome. I'm so excited to work with this guy. This dude seems cool. And then we did that girl's trial, and I was like, well, fuck. I guess I'm killing this dude now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so I went to the second trial for the gauntlets, and I wasn't sure what was going on. I was looking around, and then I saw mirror versions of my team hiding up in the rafters, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm fighting myself. Got it. Split the group, sent Karlak over to fight Gale because it was fucking easy dub, and then had Shadowheart go over, sneak over near Shaza, my character, Dragonborn Paladin, and then had Shaza go off, and I think Shaza went off to fight Shadowheart so they wouldn't have a healer is what I did. And then the moment combat started, I had Shadowheart Ked banishment on Shaza, my main character. So Shaza out of existence, gone. So I was like, perfect. 4 on 3.
Illusion, not the
the
real
illusion.
one.
The illusion of my main character gone, out of existence. I was like, perfect. Maintain concentration on that. After I wipe the 3, have that one come back, and then fucking easy dub, which is not what happened. Killed the other 3, and then it just ended. And Shadowheart maintained concentration, and she kept holding it. And I was like,
you
drop it.
So you can. There is a little thing on the bottom right that you can drop concentration on.
Oh,
spells.
okay.
On the left, sorry, it's underneath like your portrait.
Okay,
that's underneath near the bottom.
Cool. I didn't know that. I ended up I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cast Bless because then I'll concentrate on Bless and we'll drop concentration on Banishment, bring back the mirror thing of Shaza. Didn't happen. Cast Bless, nothing happened. I was like, okay, well, I guess it's done then. Looked around, couldn't find the orb. Looked up on Google, where is orb for this thing? And it was like, dropped by last mirror that's killed. And I was like, that didn't happen.
Shit.
And I'm thinking to myself, it's probably because I banished one of them, and that one didn't end up dying, but it wasn't in the room anymore when the last one died, so it just ceased to exist. I don't know. So I have to do that over again, and I really don't want to reload a save because I don't know when was the last time I saved, and I'm very nervous to find out. And it's like, before I even entered the gauntlet, I'm like, oh, I have to fucking meet Balthazar, by the way. Dude's fucked. Dude's wild. I didn't know what I was expecting for Balthazar. I had a good idea it was going to be some gross dude after checking out his room with all the corpses. I was like, that's probably some fucked up dude. My man resurrected his brother and put his brother in... fuck knows what that is. Bane from hell.
Resurrected his unborn twin.
Yes, his unborn twin. And put it in a better body. And he has perfect hearing. Picked out the ears himself. It's like, you're fucked. You're wild.
Yeah, I murdered the shit out of him.
Oh, see, I didn't even think to do that because I'm still doing the undercover thing. So I was like, well... I'll do the Shard Gauntlet for you, I guess, because I'm supposed to be here undercover figuring out information. So I just kept doing it.
I went through most of it, but I did go into the deeper parts of it.
Of the gauntlet?
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the deep. I don't even know what's in this gauntlet.
Like, past all the orb stuff.
Oh, okay.
I killed him before I did that because I was like, no.
Oh, okay.
Because he wants you to open the way for him.
Yeah, well,
to get to the relic, and I'm just like,
but I don't. But see, that's the thing, though. I thought I had to be playing undercover because that's what the dream lady asked you.
He's also been non-contact with the rest of them for like weeks. So
yeah, but I figure that's just because he's doing weird, fucked up experiments down here, like raising his unborn brother.
Yep.
So
accurate.
I was just like, you know what? This sounds like absolute stuff. It is by the by. It's Tuesday, so fucking continue on.
Yeah, I will say if you do kill him down there, it doesn't go back to them, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, you don't come back to Moonrise Towers and like, so why'd you kill Balthazar, Lieutenant?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But by the time you go down to grab the relic, things have changed anyways.
Okay. Well,
So
if I do have to reload a pass save, then maybe I would just murker him. Because I was kind of like, oh, of course, it's a phone call from my mother, like always, whenever we're live streaming or doing the podcast. BRB, chat, as always. It's
Oh,
all
no.
you now.
Oh boy, it's all me. Let's go. So yeah, it's been. I'm a little bit further than him. So did I find his hidden room? I did not. Maybe Torsten will. I'm not sure. Yeah. So that's kind of. I'm in Baldur's Gate now. I'm in the lower city. I have found that there's not a whole lot. Kind of just. There's a lot not happening in the city. Like I find myself just running around, just kind of looking, and talking to random people, but nothing ever really like happens. So I'm a little on the city so far, but I know I've only scratched the surface of it. So, well, I really wish that I could play as a Warforged. I know it wouldn't work, but the Steel Watchers, so fucking cool. So yeah, I'm very happy. I would love to play with like Artificer or in a Steel Watch. Like, I would love to play Artificer class. Give me turrets. Give me Steel Defenders. Give me potions.
Oh, you want mods? Is that what you're talking about?
Hell yeah.
What do you mean, give me potions? We have potions. We
No,
have
no,
potions for
Alchemist
days.
potions.
Oh, that. We have Alchemist Fire. That's basically the same thing.
Nah.
Nah? Okay. So.
I would love to. I know there's probably going to be a mod for it somewhere, somehow. But I really can't wait.
There's a ton of mods already on Nexus Mods. I'm not using any of them. Because Larian has already said they're going to open the Steam Workshop for it in due time. I'm just going to wait for that because that's the easiest way to do it.
I agree.
So I'll just wait for that.
I know Ashy did some like cosmetic mods, but that's about it. She hasn't done any gameplay ones. But she's also, her computer really doesn't like going into the more populated areas. So
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, she started using the GeForce Now stuff, like the streaming thing.
Oh, okay.
Which works for her. So
wait, she's streaming it with GeForce Now?
Yeah, so basically she has a different computer somewhere else.
Oh, she's doing. Oh, okay, I understand.
So that it streams to her the game, and it runs smooth as butter.
Nice. Well, that's
which
good
is
shit.
A lot better than we can say for some of the, like even just the I guess the tower, even just Moonrise was getting a little iffy. So imagine a city.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for getting to Baldur's Gate because like I don't have a bad computer. It's running a 3060 in there and a very good Ryzen processor. It's got like 16 cores. Like it's a very good computer. I built it to be future proof for like a lot of content creation. But when I'm in just Last Light in, I'm running at like 25, 30 frames per second. And I'm normally sitting at like 90 to 100 in anywhere else. But then I go to Last Light in and it fucking nosedives. And I'm like, bro, this is not that big of an area. But I'm certain it's just because of the amount of NPCs that are fucking everywhere.
You're not gonna have a good time with the city.
I don't imagine I will. I'm so excited to finally get to Baldur's Gate because it's the fucking name of the game. But I'm also really nervous because everybody's talking about how they made the city feel like a city, which means there's gonna be people everywhere.
Yeah, there is.
I'm nervous about that. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Also, like, I'm nervous to read chat because I haven't been reading chat in a while. Nermus says it's a big comfy couch. Hell's Breach says it's a grandma flag couch. I don't know what that means. Are you saying my couch looks like grandmother's couch? Because yes.
Agree.
But it was free. And it's comfy. So it is what it is. Did you kick the squirrel? I never even met the squirrel. I saw the clips of people kicking the squirrel into fucking mincemeat all over TikTok and shit, and I was like, I'm so excited. Oh, you never even seen this clip? Apparently in Act 1, real early into Act 1, you meet a squirrel, and it attacks your foot, and then you have the option to walk away from it or kick it back. if you kick it back, it explodes into mincemeat and splatters a tree.
Huh.
And I saw this clip everywhere when Baldur's Gate came out before I even bought the game. So I was like,
never encountered this.
see, me either. And I don't know where it happens. I know it's in Act 1 somewhere, and it's like somewhere near the Nautiloid ship, but I never experienced it. I never encountered it. And it's supposed to come up to you and attack your foot and then initiate that dialogue scene where you either then kick it back or continue walking. And if you kick it, it goes and blood everywhere and splatters against a tree. And then if you have a party member with you, they react accordingly, except for Astarion, who goes, damn, that you ruined meals. Like you ruined a perfectly good meal.
Yep.
So
good old our resident vampire. Spoilers.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not really spoilers. He's got bleach white hair, and every time he opens his mouth, you can see perfect fangs. So it's like, it's not really a spoiler. What the fuck else is he? Were-tiger? Please. But also, apparently there's a harpy fight right at the beginning that I never encountered either.
That fight is cool.
Okay, well, I never got it. And Alex was like, how would you like the harpy fight? And I was like, what harpy fight? And he was like, you fight harpies right at the start. And I was like, I never did.
It's, you know those cliffs off to, when you're in the grove, way down, when you go down to, like, the grove itself?
Yeah.
If you go where Volo was?
Yeah.
Go left. That has a little opening, and then you go out there, and that's where the cliffs are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'd be weird for me to go there now because I'd probably fucking one-tap him.
Yeah, but it's still a cool fight. You want me to explain why?
Because it's harpies?
Because when you're fighting with them, they sing, right?
Yeah.
So
as harpies would.
As harpies do, they charm, they do their stuff. If while you're fighting them, you interrupt that, the music changes. So it starts like a very like a very soft melody, like they are singing the theme that you are currently doing. As soon as you interrupt them, it goes into a battle theme version of that song.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
It is actually so fucking cool.
That reminds me very much of, like, I don't know what they were called. They weren't called harpies, but in Elden Ring, they had those bat-like women that were also singing. But it didn't have that kind of thing. But they were singing, like, a beautiful song, and then you attack them, and it just fucking turned vicious. And I was like, it's basically a harpy. They weren't called harpies, though. I can't remember what they were called, but they were effectively harpies.
Bats.
Yes, bat women things, but whatever they were.
Yeah, so basically, as if whenever one of them would start that song, it would change back to that as well. Like,
okay, so it would keep flip-flopping.
It would flow in between the two of them, and that's what I was like, oh, I can't wait to show Ashy, because it's so fucking cool.
Oh, did she not get that fight either?
Well, no, this is before she got to that point.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was like, hey, do you find those? He was like, no, and I was like,
Did you guys fight them in your dual playthrough?
Yeah, we did.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, well, that makes it worth it. I might go do that, and then just fucking bum around. I feel... I'm this close to changing Gale. I feel real bad about it. What
do you mean?
Well, because I took Martial Adept Warlock and I gave him Eldritch Blast, and he's a Necromancy Wizard. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm using Eldritch Blast a lot more than any of his other cantrips.
So you just play Will?
Yeah, but I don't like Will.
No,
no.
Will is also at the bottom of the barrel for me.
I don't have anything against him. There's just nothing about him that stands out. See. Every one of the NPCs, I want to keep them in my camp. I don't want any of them to leave because I don't outright despise any of them. None of them I hate. But a lot of them don't have any qualities that stand out to make me want to take them with me. Hallison is cool. He's very interesting. He doesn't have any qualities that makes me want to take him with me, except for the fact that he can transform into a bear. That's kind of neat, but I don't need a bear. And like the same thing with Will. Will, it's kind of interesting, and now he's a pseudo tiefling. Spoilers. But I don't have any reason to take him with me because nothing about him stands out that like I want to interact with you more. I want to talk with you more. There's nothing that grips me about him. And even Lae'zel, I was like, the only reason I carried Lae'zel around for so long is because she was my starting companion, and Action Surge is good. So I fucking kept her around because she fucking hits like a truck. And then as soon as I found Gale, when I realized I could go back to go, because I didn't find Gale until I was like level fucking 4, because like I've told you before, but I'll say, when you see a crackling portal and you approach it, the narrator says it's a very dangerous looking portal, and the option is leave the dangerous looking portal alone or reach into it. I, a normal person, went, don't reach into it, and walked away from it. And then I kept on seeing everybody talking about Gale, and I'm like, well, I'm probably going to find him soon. If not, maybe he's in Act 2. And then until finally I realize, oh, he's in that portal. Go all the way back and grab Gale, and then finally I'm like,
did you give him a high five?
No, I did not. I reached in
It's
and told him
fucking
out
funny.
normally.
It is so funny. That's one of my favorite interactions.
Can you still pull him out if you give him a five?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not like
yells,
the meat. It's not like
ow!
Oh.
Oh, I guess I should have been more specific.
Oh, I see.
More of the helping variety.
It's not like the meme where there's the hand reaching out of the water, another hand comes over and high fives, and then the person drowns.
It's literally that meme.
So he does die.
No, he doesn't die, but it's just like he's just like, I should have been more specific, and then you can.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
Just,
It's
so
not.
funny.
It's not fucking reach in. High five. Gale's dead. Last thing he had was a nice
I mean,
solid high five.
The Dark Urge. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No,
It gives you an option to fantasize about chopping the hand off.
Of course it does. That's Dark Urge. I know.
And then turns out your fantasy has become reality, and you have Gale's hand.
Oh, so
Yup.
you experience it as if it was a fantasy, but the fantasy actually happened.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
It's a little the Dark Urge is a little fucked.
See, I know very little about the Dark Urge. All I know is that it's the evil playthrough. Beyond that, I know it's the evil playthrough, and if you want more of Alfira, you play Dark Urge, which seems suspicious to me.
Yeah.
And I don't like it because Alfira seems kind of cool. Apparently, I missed out on something as well because apparently you can have a lot more of Alfira and like she could join your camp if you help her write a song early. But I didn't get that trigger because when I went and talked to her, she was just happy that I was around and she kept playing her music.
That was after you saved the grove and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do it before.
Okay. Well,
You're not going to go back that
the
far.
fuck no. I'm so I just did like 35 hours already because initially what happened, I know you know this, but for chat's reason, I played through my regular playthrough. I met all the companions. I met Karlak, and I was like, Karlak's a bit. Karlak, I'm gonna talk about Karlak for a second because Karlak is my love. So I'm talking how beforehand what I was saying, like a lot. I like all the NPCs at a base level, but a very few of them have standout features that makes me want to talk to them more and interact with them more. Karlak does in droves because the main thing I love about Karlak is that there are so many people online when I see people talking about Karlak and everyone's like, oh, I love Karlak because she's the big, strong woman that can crush me with her thighs and everything. And I want like the step on me, mommy kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't care for any of that. And I don't.
Lies.
I know I don't.
I'm kidding.
I really don't. I should like Shadowheart more than I like Karlak because I don't want a big strong like when everyone was like simping for Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 7, I don't get it. It's like big women I don't get that feeling. I don't like that.
You don't like the Dommy mommies?
No, it's not my jive. I don't understand it. Like she's got big tits, sure, but it stops there. I don't get all the other fantasies. But when it came to Karlak and everyone's making the same fantasies, I was like, that's not what I see in Karlak whatsoever. Is she strong? Yes. Could she step on me kind of things? Does she have those vibes? Yes. But those are not the vibes that I get from Karlak. When I look at Karlak, I see a strong person who's strong physically and mentally because they had to be. But there's so much there that is just fucking paper thin because even just surface line, you look at her character and she has braids in her hair and she's put baubles and shit in it, so she cares for her hair and she's not just wild and untamed. And then when you look at her camp, she has a teddy bear named Clive in her tent, and it's like that's the kind of stuff. And then she's a barbarian by nature and all that stuff, and it's like, okay. And it's the perfect contrasting thing where on one side you have this hardcore devil tiefling barbarian with an engine for a heart that screams and rages and can fucking snap your neck like that. But on the other side, she sleeps with a teddy bear. She puts braids in her hair and little baubles and such. She enjoys the quality time. She calls you darling, and she's very soft. And then the moment she
calls me soldier.
Okay, well, yes. When you first talk to her, she just says, "Hey, soldier," and talks to you, soldier. But once you go past then she turns to darling. And even for me, it's even more because I don't like terms like baby or babe or stuff like that. I don't like that. Like whenever I have a significant other, I use like sweetheart or hun or darling. Those are my go-to things. So when she starts calling me darling, I'm like, no, don't you fucking dare. I don't like this. But and it's
Oh, he's lying.
I like it a lot. But that's the thing where it's like that's where I find interesting, because if she was just a hardcore soldier tiefling, strong, devilish one with an infernal heart that's always like, hey soldier, let's get this poor fucker, yeah, and everything, but it was just that, I wouldn't care for her. She looks attractive, yes, but there'd be nothing else there. But it's the fact that she sleeps with a teddy bear, that she has such an emotional side, and then when you finally fix her infernal heart, and if you've gone down the emotional romance side a little bit, and she finally breaks down, and she almost brings me to tears when she says it, and she breaks down, she goes, can we go to bed now, please? And it's not in the way of like, I want to have sex so bad. It's the feeling of, I just want to hold your hand, I just want to touch you. That's it. Everything beyond that is better, but she's breaking down and crying just to be this, and that's it. And that's what about Karlach that makes her so stand out to me, is that she's a cool, awesome, powerful barbarian, but she's so soft and sweet because she hasn't had anything like that for 10 years. So she grasps onto all of that, and she sleeps with a teddy bear. And that's what makes Karlach for me like the best and interesting to talk to, and why I want to interact with her more and more and more is because of that.
I do want to go back to where she was like, oh, for when you leave Act 1.
Okay.
Where she's like, oh, maybe if I find a fire retardant lover. And I find it funny because both of us were playing
fire.
Red Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so we have resistance to fire.
And we can't, and it's like, how dare you?
Yeah, like, what do you mean? I already have resistance to fire. Come on now.
So I found that funny. It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh. But anyways, I could talk about Karlach all day, but that's the perfect example of like Hallison for me. And like the other NPCs like Will, Hallison, and such could have things like that as well that makes them more interesting. But it has to be there right off the get to grip me and want me to pursue it further. Because the perfect example of like, if Lae'zel wasn't my starting companion, I don't think I would ever talk to her. Because, and as somebody online as well, Pleasant Kenobi, do you know Pleasant Kenobi? Okay. Pleasant Kenobi said online that he doesn't get why everyone likes Lae'zel, and he never plays with Lae'zel, because everyone says like, yeah, Lae'zel's character art gets better and she gets so much cooler later, but I don't want to sog through 20 hours of gameplay just to get to better. And I fully support that. Whenever someone tries to recommend me something, it's like, it gets so good by season 4, or like once you're halfway through book 2, that's when it gets really awesome. I'm like, that doesn't interest me. If it doesn't grab me by the balls the moment I start, I'm not going to slog through the fucking waste to get to the good part. You don't entice me by giving me shit appetizer and a shit meal for a great dessert. It doesn't work that way for me. And that's why I'm like, if Lae'zel wasn't my starting companion and I found her later on, I never would have gave a shit about her. But it was only because I was forced to be with her for a while, and mainly also because I didn't find Gale for so long, so I couldn't replace her with anything, because the moment I got Gale and I got a wizard, I was like, perfect, I have an actual backline now, and I replaced Lae'zel because I was like, I have me and Karlach for frontline, Shadowheart's my mid-between, and then fucking Phenomena, Gale can be in my backline, just fucking magic missile everywhere. So yeah. Otherwise,
they made Magic Missile real good in this game.
I will say, I know that my gameplay is broken, but Magic Missile caps out at 6 shots for me. I don't know why that is. I can only ever cast it at 3rd level, because it's supposed to go up an extra missile per spell slot that you fire at, but it goes up to 6 at 3rd level. At 5th level, it's still 6. I don't know why that is. It saves my 5th level spell slots for other stuff, but I can't ever cast Magic Missile for more than 6 missiles.
I will have to take a look.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's my game that's bugged or if it's meant to be that way. 5th edition rules, it's not meant to be that way, but they've also made some changes, of course, so I don't know. But I've just noticed that a couple of times. I'm like, well, I have no reason to ever cast Magic Missile at 5th level or 4th level or lower.
Which is a shame because it's nutty.
Yeah, it's very good. My favorite thing to do with Magic Missile is when I'm standing just outside of melee and put all of it into one person, because then it just goes immediately, and I can just watch that health bar just go, and it's like, oh, so good.
My favorite thing is that you don't need line of sight.
Yeah, that's also
It just
great.
goes through like windows and shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, not enough movement, no line of sight, path is obstructed. The fuck it is.
I will say,
don't need line of sight. Always hits. Max out at 6 shots though.
I'm not sure if that's supposed to
Chat,
be that way.
Chat,
but...
figure this out. Is my game bugged, or is that how it's supposed to be, where it only ever maxes out at 6 shots? Let me know.
So I know, one thing I do like Magic Missile, and it's okay the way the visuals are. I would have liked to have seen like the pew version.
Oh, when it all fires out at once instead of them trailing behind each other?
Yeah, and them just kind of like going in a predetermined path.
Mhm.
Like I would like if they like all went like a different way and kind of converged at the same time.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
Just for visuals. Like other than that, like, and I was under the impression that you needed a line of sight for it. It makes sense that it follows like a path.
Yeah.
With the way it's
It
done
does the
now.
regular pathing that your character would take to get there.
Yeah. So I understand that's why they did it that way, is to keep that version intact, but I would have liked to have seen the barrage.
Yeah. You want it to be like a SAM missile where you fire it on and it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping to see, but then I realized this version is probably better.
Yeah. At least, yeah, because at least it can't get stuck or like just like hit random buildings or anything. If it does that, it just follows the predetermined path that it knows would be open because the character would follow it. So, it is what it is. I will say, for all the things the game gets right, that's one minor thing.
Oh,
that
it's
is like-
absolutely
like,
minor.
It's
It's
not
a
really
minor
wrong.
nitpick.
Yeah.
Like Eldritch Blast, my beloved.
Eldritch Blast is so good. God, it's fast. Like Magic Missile's like, and then it hits the target. But of course, it's following a predetermined path. Whereas Eldritch Blast is just bang. It's as fast as a fucking rifle shot. Just wham! It's so good. It fucking hits fast. It sounds punchy. It's dope. I love it. And I gave it to Gale, and now I'm like, I think Gale's gonna get respect to a warlock because goddamn am I enjoying Eldritch Blast. But that also means I'm gonna lose a lot of really good spells that Gale has.
Yeah, I don't know. The Eldritch Blast keeps scaling with like character level, so you don't even need to.
That's true. That is true.
So you just keep them with just
Yeah,
that.
I might just
As long as you get repelling blast.
I
Repelling blast.
don't know what that is, and I don't think
It's
I
the
have
one
it.
that pushes every time you hit with a Eldritch Blast. It pushes them
Oh,
away.
I don't think I can't upgrade my Eldritch Blast because I'm not a warlock. I just took a warlock cantrip. So I took I gave him Magic Initiate Warlock. So I could pick 2 cantrips from the Warlock spell list, and I took Eldritch Blast and Bone Touch. Something
Bone Chill.
Bone Chill, where they can't regain hit points and they take damage. So I took those 2. So I can't improve Eldritch Blast. I just have the basic 1d10 2 shots of it. So
Yeah, it's still good.
it's still good. I have a constant, decent enough damage cantrip for when I run out of spell slots, or if I just want to save
Yeah,
my
I guess
spell
you can't
slots.
get Agonizing Blast either to
Nope.
add that charisma modifier.
Nope, because he's not an actual warlock.
Yep.
If I respec him into a warlock, then yes. But he also has a lot of really good spells that I don't really want to lose.
No, Gale is very strong. Honestly, just straight up wizard. I went evocation for him, and being able to fireball everything around me and not hurt any of my allies is very good.
Oh, is that what evocation gives you?
Yeah. Sculpt spells is insane.
Oh, see, I gave him necromancy because I was like, I'm probably gonna be dropping a lot of bodies. I might as well raise them up and fight for me. So I was like, and also healing stuff, or not healing stuff, unhealing stuff.
Unhealing stuff?
He has another thing that gives him from necromancy that I can't remember what the fuck. Whatever.
Whenever you deal damage with a necromancy thing, you get health back or something.
Something like that. It's something else that I was like, that's kind of dope considering you're a wizard and you're pretty fucking weak. So
Pretty fucking squishy.
but I mainly took it because I was like, yes, animate dead. I'm gonna leave a lot of dead. I want them to come back and fight for me. So
Yeah, just saying right now, evocation is it makes you take 0 damage from any of his spells and make you automatically pass any saving throws. So like
That's pretty good.
considering Thunder Wave is a thing.
I didn't even think about Thunderwave. I was only thinking about Fireball. Because every time I've used Fireball with him, I'm like, Karlach's got fire resistance. She's fine. Whammo! And say
Motherfucker.
Well, Shaza and Karlach are both have fire resistance, and they're my frontliners. I'm like, fuck it, they'll be fine. Wham!
Imagine if they just took no damage.
See, that would
Seems pretty good.
That'd be also kind of good. But even if they get really big in damage, then I have my life domain cleric Shadowheart who just goes mass healing word, bup, 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 and we're fine. So
Yep.
that's how I've been doing
I found
mine.
I didn't use any trickery at all either.
Me either. I kept trickery. See, I kept all of them how they were, because like this is how the game has presented them to me. That's probably the best way to play them. And until I was like, you know what, it's only like 100 or 200 gold to respec them or something like that. And I had like 3,000 when I started this, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what other options.
Let's have some fun.
Let me see what other options are out there. So I mixed them up a little bit, and the first one I did was Shadowheart because I was like, let's go life domain. Get a little bit more healing. I've never used any for trickery stuff. I never used Path Out of Trace or any of that stitch. So I was like, let's just do Life Domain. And brother, Life Domain made a massive difference. I was breezing through combat. Wasn't taking nearly as many health potions. Wasn't using my Channel Divinity to heal myself as much. It was fantastic. So after like 2 combats with Life Domain Cleric, I went, okay, let's go through the rest of them. And switched Karlach over from Wild Heart, whatever the fuck, to Berserker, and switched Gale from whatever the fuck he was to Necromancy, kept Shaza the same. But then I've also now put, because Ashley was like, I have Karlach as Wild Magic Berserker, and all these random shit, and I was like, sure, I'll give that a try. So I've been playing Karlach as now Wild Magic Berserker.
And?
It's okay. I thought there'd be a lot more Wild Magic stuff for her. There's like 4. And I'm like, I thought there'd be a lot more. I was expecting like the Wild Magic table from 5th edition D&D where there's 100 options and there's like 4. And I was like, The flump, I don't understand. I think it explodes. I don't really know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have her as a Wild Heart with the elk thing.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to go back to Wild Heart.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Being able to just knock things over en masse twice in a turn is really good.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go back to I think I'm going to go, because I tried Berserker, and Berserker was all right. Frenzied is good for the extra attack on the bonus action, but then it lowers all her continuous attacks even more so when you keep using it. And I'm like, that's not so fun. I don't enjoy that particularly, so I switched that to now Wild Magic. But then it's like, the Flump one is fine. I don't fully understand it, but it's okay. The one where you get an aura of difficult terrain, I was like, that's cool, but it affects everyone, including Shaza. And it's like, that's not so great anymore. And then the other one where it's like tentacles rised up for a brief moment and attacked everyone, and I healed from it. And I was like, oh, awesome. It's like Everett's Black Tentacles. No, it's once right then and there, and then it doesn't happen again. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's nowhere near as good. And I think there's a 4th one as well that I can't remember, but it just cycles through those 4. And I was like,
I'm not sure how many there is supposed to be.
I've only ever seen the 4. I'd be surprised if there's more than that. So I think I'm going to go back to her regular version. I will say, this is also just a personal opinion, but I have liked the other 2 because she doesn't have piercings in her face. And I like the more clean aesthetic of the face.
You can choose not to.
No, you have to have piercings. You can pick which piercings. It doesn't have to be the corresponding ones, but
no, we can just go none.
Is there a none option?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's a none option.
Okay, well, I never saw that, so never mind that. I'll have to take a look at that before. Because that was the one thing I was like...
I didn't like the piercings either, so I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Oh, I just picked the one that had the least protruding piercings. Because some of there's like 4 of them on the nose and like 15 on the ears. And I was like, the ear piercings are fine, it's whatever. It's the ones where you start to get like all the way down the bridge of the nose and such that I was like, that's... Listen, you do you, it's fine, but this is my romance. It's a little much for me, kind of.
Or the septum one. I was like,
even septum ones for me is like, it's fine. I'm gonna be a dead ass though. Every time I see a septum piercing, all I can think of is wrapping a rope through it and pulling you like a bull. That's all I can think of every time I see them. And like whenever you sneeze, God, that shit's got a fucking dangle off that. I'm certain, but that's just me.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
So, but some people can pull off septum piercing. They look nice with it, but overall, regular piercings are fine. Face piercings, it's crossing a line for me. It's just not for me, kind of thing.
I get you.
So, but anywho, long story short, I really like Karlach. a lot, and it's not even any. I think like the closest second to Karlach is even. The only closest second to Karlach is Shadowheart, but only because she has a more level head than any of the other companions, and she's also somewhat interesting, and she has somewhat of a pull because she's really into Shar, which I'm going to be dead ass with you. I don't see the appeal of Shar at all. I don't understand why in-universe characters would flock to Shar at all. I don't see the appeal.
You've seen... She shared with you what happened when she was...
Yeah.
She was indoctrinated into it.
Yes, I get that. She's also old enough now to realize she can undoctrinate herself. But she's not. She's going headlong into it. And it's like...
because it's everything that she's known and known since she was a kid. It's very hard to break that.
If the game gives you the option for Lae'zel to break that, it should give you the option for Shadowheart to break that. And maybe it does. Maybe that's waiting for me at the end of the gauntlets if I don't break the fucking game again. But I don't know. That's like, but even other than that, there's a couple dialogue things that I had with Shadowheart where it's like, if we're not talking about Shar, if we're not talking about Dark Judicars and all that bullshit, if we're just talking, Shadowheart's interesting. I like having conversations with Shadowheart. She's soft-spoken, she's enjoyable to listen to, and she has interesting dialogue. But the moment she starts talking about Shar and the Lady of Pain and all stuff, it's like, this doesn't interest me. This isn't interesting to talk about. This just sounds like...
That's all she has right now.
But that's awful.
That she literally had all of her memories erased.
But not all of them, because she
Most of
keeps
them.
talking about stuff that happened in her past.
Most of them.
Okay, well, either way.
So it's like, she doesn't have anything else right now. And that's what she's kind of clinging to. Because you need some way to get around the thing that you have a fucking tadpole in your head that's going to turn you into a little...
No, it doesn't. We have a box with my dream lover in there. We're fine.
If you didn't have that, she would.
No, probably. Yes, that's also true. Also, I don't know how I got a hold of it, because she was holding that box for the longest time, and then in conversations when we got to the creche, suddenly I started pulling it out of my inventory, and I'm like, why do I have this all of a sudden? It was always in your inventory.
To you.
It must have, for game reasons, but I'm like, I never took this from her, because I figured it would just bode poorly, and it would trigger something. And I was like, so I'm just going to leave it with her. She's around me, great. I'm not letting her leave the party at all, so it's fine. And then suddenly I started pulling it out. If you do take her out
of your party, it will transfer to your inventory.
See, game-wise, that makes sense.
Yes.
Lore, but
actual
universe-wise,
continuity-wise,
doesn't make
weird.
sense at all.
Yep.
It'd be like if Shadowheart leaves your party, you just and just explode into an illithid and game over. So,
GG.
Yeah, fucking great job. You let her go or something.
Job done.
Yeah, job's done. You are now an illithid. Enjoy. So, but yeah, I meant to say, when we got to the creche and we went into that machine that was supposed to fix Lae'zel, I 100% thought because I hadn't saved for so long that Lae'zel was about to die, because it was doing all this hearing pain and everything, and it was just like, it's not giving me any options to save her here and anything. And then Karlach's like, if you don't do something, she's gonna die. And I'm like, I'm fucking trying. But every option it gives you is like, probe into it more or tell her to keep going. And it's like, where's the option to reach in and pull? It never gave me that option. So I was like, I guess she fucking dies if I don't make these probe in more skill checks. So I'm like, well, I'll pick this one, DC 30. Fucking get fucked. It's like,
it just wants you to try.
Yeah, but DC 30. I'm sorry, I have guidance. That doesn't help. My max is 24, and I don't know if a DC 30. I don't know if you natural 20.
Natural 20 is a success.
Okay, regardless of DC?
Yes.
Okay. I know the natural ones, regardless of modifiers, is just one, but I wasn't sure if that happened. So I was like, okay, so I had a 5% chance. But I was like, as soon as I saw DC 30, I was like, you're taking the piss on me. This is bullshit. I guess she's dead. Fuck me, whatever. And then it exploded, and she came out of it, and she was like, it's broken.
That thing fucking tried to kill me.
It tried to kill me. It's broken. It doesn't work. And I was like, this feels like a cop-out, because I definitely thought she was just about to die, and the game didn't give me any options to save her, only to think harder. So
did you like the you turn around and the door is locked?
No, I did not like that. That was bullshit.
I'm just like, I wonder if I have to fight everyone now.
That was dumb. I did not enjoy that. I just realized I was like, I wonder what's going on here now.
Yeah. And after the freaking doctor was like, you destroyed my life's work.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck you, bitch.
Oh, also, now I have a Githyanki egg, and I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, did you not meet the one person on the road?
I did. I gave her the owlbear egg.
Oh.
So now I have a Githyanki egg, and I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, no.
Because I met that person, because I had that owlbear eggs in my inventory for so long, and I was like, I could eat it because it's a full 40 for the long rest, but it also was a lot of money. But I was also thinking, I can probably hold on to it, and maybe it'll hatch, and then I'll have 2 owlbear cubs. Because I was like, I already have 1 owlbear cub. What about second owlbear cub? And I'm like, this is a wild game. Maybe that's a thing that can do. And so I held on to it thinking maybe that'll happen. Or maybe if I take Halcyon with me, I put it in his inventory, transform him into an owlbear, it'll hatch. I don't know. Just wild shit. Maybe it's that weirder things have happened in this game.
Yep.
So, but either way, I held on to it and I didn't sell it or anything. And then I met her and it gave me the option to just be like, here, use the owlbear egg. And I was like, this is probably what it's meant for. So fuck it. And I did that, and I got the skill check over, and she was like, this isn't a Githyanki egg. And I'm like, you're right, it's not. It's an owlbear egg. But your own players won't know the difference. And she bought it. So I was like, awesome. There you go. So
and now you have this egg, and you're like, what the fuck do I do with this?
Yeah, and then I went to the crash and everything, and I met the dude who was watching over the one egg, and they gave me the option to be like, I'll take it off your hands. And I was like, maybe this is something for Lae'zel. Sure, fuck it, I'll do it. And he approved. I won the success, and he was like, all right, go ahead and grab the egg. You can take it, and it saves me the time and effort. So it's like, pog. So I jumped in, grabbed the fucking egg.
Got teleported into one of the thingers.
I didn't teleport nowhere. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
If you go in there and hit some of the traps, it teleports you into the cages.
Oh, that didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
I just jumped over them onto the rocks and then climbed up the thing. And then, yeah, because when he said I could have the egg, he gave me boots that allowed me to walk through the water. So I just put those on, went over. Something was stirring in the egg like it was ready to hatch. So I was like, poggers,
yoink,
yoink, took it. And he was like, thanks, you took that off my hands. I don't have to worry about this anymore. So I was like, all right, this is probably going to be something for Lae'zel. And then that quest wrapped up and it was like, quest completed. And I'm like, what do I do with this egg? And I don't know. So now I'm in the same situation I was with the owlbear egg, where I just held on to it to see when something comes up that will happen. I have
no idea, because I in my playthrough I was like, no, I'm not gonna sell this person a child. She's fucking crazy. But in my in the game with Ashy, my character's a criminal, so he was like, money.
So you stole the egg and then sold her the
absolutely.
So she actually got a Githyanki
yes.
egg. Nice. I was a con man. I gave them a fucking owlbear egg. So, yeah. So that's right. So now I have a Githyanki egg, and if it comes up with something, I don't know. Maybe it's in Baldur's Gate. Maybe I fucking give it to a new Kresh there. I don't know. But I have that now. So we're almost at 7. I'm going to catch up on chat here because we've got a lot of chat. Thank you guys for being patient. I'm still looking over there. Thank you guys for being patient, and let's go ahead and read chat here. We got Nermus. It's a big comfy couch. We got Hell's Breach. It's the grandma flag couch. I don't know what that means. Did you kick the squirrel? No, because it never showed up for me. And then what have I just walked in on? Jackson and I having a couch cast. Baby. And then Nermus deleted a message. It's the casting couch, correct. Race generalization, hell yeah. Missed out on that. This is
Githyanki.
Oh, yes. Right. Rip, did you find his hidden room? Whose hidden room?
Balthazar's.
He has a hidden room?
Apparently.
Then the answer is no. The answer is no, I did not find his hidden room. It's in Moonrise. Okay. Nope. I found his regular room. I did not find his hidden room.
I didn't even go in those rooms. I was just like, fuck it, I'm on my way to kill Ketherick.
Gotcha.
Fuck everything else.
See, I just tried to go upstairs, and it was like, you can't disturb him. And I was like, okay. And I just walked away. I was like, I come back later at when you're higher level situation. I didn't realize there's a way to actually continue, so I just went, okay, I'll go do other shit.
You do have to go, like, get the relic.
Oh, okay.
So you're on the right track.
Okay, so you weren't able to go up there before getting it then? Okay, never mind then.
As far as I'm aware, anyway.
All right, and then Hell's Breach, let's talk more about this hatred for Gith. What's your opinion on knife ears? By knife ears, do you just mean like elves?
Probably.
They're fine. I mean, tieflings also have knife ears, and I am a fucking Karlach simp to hell and back in actuality because she's from Avernus. The Druid's Grove, it's by the elevator.
He's so much of a simp, he wants her like magic card just to have it.
Very true. Very true.
He bought.
I bought 2 bundles and 1 set booster box of Baldur's Gate just to pull it. Didn't even pull the garbage art of it. Didn't get shit. I pulled everybody else. Pulled Shadowheart, pulled Gale, pulled Volo, pulled Asterion, pulled all of them. Pulled Jaheira. and then gave them away. They're probably like $15 each or 10 cents, but you guys have them now.
Well, we only took the Ashley wanted the Astarion and Gale, and I was like, hey,
and you took
can I
Shadow
take the
Heart.
Shadow Heart?
Yeah. So I don't know how much those three cost, but you guys
Probably not very much.
You all
at
owe
all.
me $50 or
Bruh.
your currently out.
Yeah, get out of here.
Okay. And then I need to play Baldur's Gate. Yes, you do. It's very good. It's
Who's saying that?
Breach.
Yeah.
It's easily my game of the year. And like the worst thing is that like whenever I say that, people are like, "Oh yeah, because you're a D&D fucking influencer."
Even if you don't play D&D,
it's
the game is incredible.
Game. Yeah, like if you played
it's smooth.
If you played Divinity Original Sin, this is Divinity Original Sin,
but better,
and of course 5th edition instead of their own version of it. It's incredible. Even if you don't play 5th edition D&D, it's so fucking good.
I feel like it's more streamlined and balanced with than Divinity Original Sin, because especially the second one with all the action point system, I didn't enjoy as much as I do just the action bonus action.
I agree. I like action bonus action more.
It's smooth, and it keeps everything on like a more or less level playing field.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like, oh, should I do this or this or this and this in this order?
Yeah.
Or do I bank my AP? And it's like it gives you way too much, and it streamlines it, and it makes it more fun. It allows you to focus on it allows you to play your fucking turns.
Yes,
rather than thinking about playing your turn.
I would agree. I think both have their strengths and weaknesses. I would say, by no means this is a bad thing. I would say Baldur's Gate 3 is easier.
Yes.
Because you're always guaranteed to know what to do every turn. You have abilities you can use as an action, abilities you use as a bonus action, and your movement. Like regular 5th edition. You have those three, and then when it's not your turn, you have your reaction. You always have those unless you died and then just got map and then you don't have your action.
Which is balance reasons.
Yeah, balance reasons or other small things like that. Whereas Divinity, it's like you typically start off with roughly the same amount of AP, depending on what class and character you're playing. But then what you do on that turn determines how much AP you have next turn and such. And so you can... I would say Divinity is a much more thinking man's game, and combat is a lot more... chess-like, where you have to really, really think about stuff, mainly because of AP and because of banking AP and using AP. Whereas Baldur's Gate is you can play it a lot faster because you always know at the bare minimum next turn I will have my action, my bonus action, and my movement, and you never will not have those unless you died or went down and then got back up. So I would say both have their strength. Baldur's Gate's easier and faster. Divinity is a much more thinking part because of the AP system.
And there's a lot more going on in Divinity as well. Like,
yes.
There's like the element system is a lot deeper.
Yes.
Which is good, but at the same time it does bog it down a lot.
Yes.
Between me playing Divinity Sin after playing Baldur's Gate, it felt so bad.
Yeah, I could see that. I haven't touched Divinity since opening Baldur's Gate. So
yeah, because we played a little bit after Baldur's Gate had come out.
Oh, when I was in Alberta?
No, when you, me, and Dalton
that's
went
right.
back.
Yes, we did.
We played a little bit.
But I hadn't played Baldur's Gate.
You hadn't played Baldur's Gate at that point.
No, you guys had, but I hadn't.
No, I did. He didn't.
Okay, sorry. You had.
So
Dalton, I hadn't.
Me having that comparison in between, I was like, I would really enjoy Baldur's Gate more. And you know what? A big part of it, jump. A huge part of it is just being able to change your location. Being able to...
Traversal is a lot smoother and a lot more varied, mainly because of jump.
Yes. The ability to... I'm going to jump up here is an insane thing to have, because it opens up so much more exploration options. Like, instead of having predetermined routes of going through things, you'd be like, no, fuck it. I'm going to feather fall down this bitch. See ya, nerds. And you just take a leap.
Yep.
And that was like one of the big things for out of combat that I found for that between the two games is like being able to, you don't need teleportation to get to, 5 feet to the right. If there's a small gap, being like, oh, you can't go over that. Whereas Baldur's Gate is like, hey, yeah, you can go over that. If you got the strength, you got the jumping power, go for it, dude. If you want to use your bonus action to literally like jump up a floor because you're freaking Lizelle and you have a 20 strength and you just want to yeet yourself up there, go for it. And it's like you don't get stuck.
Yep.
You don't get if someone destroys like any of the ladders, you're not stuck up there.
Mhm.
There are ways to get down from places or get up to places that are not predetermined.
I will say though, not everybody has the same thing because there's a lot of times when I'm moving around and I jump and Shaza jumps, Karlak jumps, Shadowheart jumps, and then Gale stands there like, fuck.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it's like, but he can make that jump because then I split the party and I switch over to Gale and he can make the jump, but he just doesn't do it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why is everybody else doing it?
See, that's more of a just AI thing.
Yeah, this is an AI thing. Also, I don't understand prone because a lot of times when I will jump to his location, it will say I will lose health and prone.
Yeah.
I jump, I lose the health, I don't fall prone.
If you were in combat, you would.
Okay.
I believe that's it. It won't put you prone for very long.
Okay.
So I think if they just skip it and just take the damage when you're not in combat.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's how it works.
I don't remember it ever happening in combat, so that might be it. I just remember every time it does it, it's like health and prone. It's like, I haven't fallen prone once doing this. It's just health. So I just fucking keep doing it, and I'm like, health potion, continue fucking moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So, catching up on chat here. So, I need to play Baldur's Gate 3. Yes. The meme of just chucking elixirs of resistant fire. Yeah, I posted that on thing where it's like, gods, I want to ride you till you see stars, and then it's Skyrim elixirs of fire, and you just fucking going for it. I love it.
Yep.
Except you're a fucking red dragonborn, and you don't need it because you already have fire resistance, but whatever. Can't find anything on it. Well, I guess my game's just bugged to maximum 6 magic missiles. Get fucked, I guess.
Oof.
I found someone saying the cap is 8 at a time. Well, that means I have 2 missiles that I'm missing out on. What the fuck? I had a DC 99 check. How? How on God's green earth did you get a DC 99 check?
Was that Alex?
That was Alex saying that.
What?
It
must be like endgame shit.
It has to be.
Has to be. Yeah.
I like. See, that's the kind of thing. It was like if I'm a DM and I have a DC 99 check, I just don't make you roll. I just say you can't open it. It's impossible. And the game does that a couple times when you go to a thing and it's like lockpick. It's like lockpicking impossible. Thank you. Now I don't have to waste tools trying to pick this because I just can't do it.
I found that I tried to like I left click on something on the door on one place that says, it just says it's locked, and I try to right click it to go lockpick it, but the menu just never shows up.
Oh, I haven't had that bug before.
That's weird.
I'm getting a new bug where combat is fucked. Where I will be in combat and I will click to attack and nothing will happen and I just have to wait, and then all of a sudden, like 10 seconds later, whack damage happens and it moves on.
That happens with me too.
Yeah, it was like starting to get a little irritating. Or also, I will fucking go into combat and like they will move around and everything. They will end their turn. The NPC will end their turn, and it will just stay there for like 10 seconds, and then switch to the new turn. It's like, what's happening here, guys?
Computer, please.
Yeah. Also, something's fucked with my armor. My one sleeve between my shoulder and the elbow pad, every time Shaza's in a cutscene or anything, that
like
sleeve
disappears?
it just extends. It's like, it just looks like a slinky, just and then it snaps back up.
That's funny.
And it does that until he shifts around and folds his arm, and then as soon as he stops,
that's really fucking funny.
What's happening here? And it's only the one sleeve. I don't know why. It's just, and it only ever happens in cutscenes, and only after he's done an animation, and then it just snap. It's like, this is a fucking weird glitch.
That's funny.
Speaking of glitches, we're about to glitch out of existence because we have to end the podcast because all good things must come to an end, except for another 2 weeks, which, last thing, this is not going to take long. I had told you that I had something to show you from when we came back to the podcast I was very excited about. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, never mind. I had said that I had something I was working on that I was very excited to show you that you were both going to love and hate.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be ready for this podcast. It's not. Well, sorry. It was ready, but I've refined it because I could make it better. So by next podcast, I'm going to have something to reveal to you and to you guys, and you're going to love and hate it. And you guys,
ready.
Depending on what side you're on, will also love and or hate it. I'm very excited.
Oh boy, here we go.
Indeed. Ah, shit. Here we go again. All right, folks, that is it for the Totally Unstructured podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us gush about Baldur's Gate 3 again, which is also, by the way, if you're wondering, like, Wingless, you haven't made any YouTube videos or anything for a while. Yeah, it's because Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm depressed. I'm upset. I want some happiness in my life, and Fate Karlak is what makes me happy. So that's what we're doing. I think, though, I'm going to be dead ass, though, once I'm done with the Shadowlands, before I go to Act 3 in actual Baldur's Gate, I think I'm going to take a actual break from it and like start working on YouTube videos again and finish up that Winston draft, because I don't know what happens in Act 3, but that's when you get to Baldur's Gate. So I can only imagine a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to take a bit of a break before I continue in there, because Lord knows when I'm going to be done that game, because I already know I want to play Dark Urge and do a second playthrough, but I have to stop at some point. I have to get back to work and such anyway. So, but until then, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, let us know. If you didn't, well, you should also that's not my turn. If you enjoyed the podcast, tell your friends. If you didn't, you tell me. I haven't done this in so long. I don't remember my regular outros. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you guys all in 2 weeks, or if I make another YouTube video or a short between that, then you'll see me there. All right. Any other final thoughts or comments, Jackson?
Get Baldur's Gate 3.
You should get Baldur's Gate 3. All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.